Good morning, everyone. All right. Well, I am sitting here in this morning as I often do, and I'm getting my content ready for my clients that I do group coaching for. And as I'm trying to create this content, my program that I use is not cooperating with me. And I'm starting to feel all of these like negative emotions, anxiety. I have so much to do. My to-do list is so long. Why is this taking so long? And I can tell that this thought work that I've been doing, that I've been sharing with you, is really starting to solidify itself in me. And I wanted to share what I have been doing to hopefully help you when those negative feelings start coming and they just start to overwhelm and consume you, what to do. And it's going to sound a little unconventional of what I'm going to tell you and what I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to tell you that it has been helping me so much. It's counterintuitive to what you always do. What we always do is when those negative feelings come, we often try to resist them. We try to pretend that they're not there. We pretend that they don't bother us. We try to buffer from them. We might go and get something to eat to relax. We might get something to drink to relax. And I am going to be sharing with you what I've been doing that has helped me so much. Okay. So this morning, as I'm starting to get really anxious about, the time that it's taking me to do this, I am remembering one of the greatest tools that I've been using, and that is to actually sit in those negative emotions. Now, I told you it was going to sound silly and it was going to be like, wait, what? Why would anyone want to sit with those negative emotions? Why would I want to be with those? Now, I can tell you that here is why, okay? So one, in this moment when I'm feeling anxious about what I'm doing and that it's taking me so long, when I just take a moment to just let it be, to really sit with it. So like I was trying to delete pages so I can create this new content, and each page was taking 6 seconds to delete. Yes, I started counting. But for me, that feels like a lot of time, and it was creating feelings in me. I can feel it. It just starts to rise. Once you start becoming and really get into good practice about watching your emotions and watching your thoughts, you'll start to really feel your physical responses to negative feelings and negative thoughts. And so I knew that I was starting to feel that. So I just sat in it and literally counted 6 seconds and watched, instead of trying to busy myself with something else while it was deleting, counting down to those 6 seconds until it was going to delete. And I did that for about 5 minutes of just sitting in that negative feeling. And what it does, you guys, is all of a sudden those negative feelings, those anxious feelings, they start to I can literally feel them. It's almost like a gauge. I can feel that gauge just kind of going down and down and down the more that I sit with it. Okay. Because what happens is it has less control over me. I realize as I sit with it longer that it's not that big of a deal. Okay. It's not, those feelings don't have control over me. It lessens it. Here's another example that I use all the time. I'm really afraid of snakes. And this summer I encountered a snake. We have a snake that lives around our house that lives under our driveway and just loves to bother me to no end. And I saw him this summer. It is a him. And I jumped. I usually will jump, scream, quickly run away. And this summer, when I saw him in the garden, I just sat. Okay, so obviously my feelings just skyrocket. I feel it. It goes right up into my chest. But as I sat and just watched him slither and go about his business, I realized that the more that I sat with it, those feelings had less power over me, and my feelings caught up with my thoughts. Like, this isn't that big of a deal. It's just a snake. He doesn't want to hurt me. All of those things that we know logically, but we get into this fight or flight response when something comes against thoughts and beliefs that we have. This morning, what was coming against me is that things should be quick and easy. And when they're not quick and easy, that is cause for me to get anxious and negative and frustrated. And so when I give myself time for my thoughts to catch up with my emotions, that is when those negative feelings start to come down, and I can start to have control over those feelings and remind myself this isn't that big of a deal. 6 seconds isn't that long. And so when you start experiencing those negative emotions that you're having, I want you really to do something very counterintuitive, and that is to just stop and feel those negative emotions. When something is stressing you out at work, or somebody said something that really hurts you, instead of reacting right away, just sit with it for a little bit. It's hard. It takes practice. It takes mindfulness. It takes you reminding you. And as I said, I've been doing this for almost 6 months now, and it's starting to become a little bit more automatic. But sometimes, I say this all the time, sometimes you have to do the work afterwards. Sometimes you have to think about that and realize, okay, I didn't sit with it in that moment, but I'm going to take a second to sit with it now, put myself back in that situation. How was I feeling? Let myself feel that uncomfortableness. So often we are running from these negative emotions, and we don't need to. All they are, like, you just have to remember, your emotions, all they are is a physical response to thoughts that you're having. And if you can just allow that physical response to kind of wash over you, it's like a wave. It will come, and it will, just as easily as it came, it will go. And so let it come and let it go, and then you can move on, and you haven't done any damage with either reacting to it in a negative way, like me wanting to take my computer and throw it across the room this morning, or in a situation with a relationship, instead of reacting and yelling at somebody maybe, or saying something that you don't mean to. Or in the case of if you are somebody who likes to check out or buffer with food, when you just allow those feelings to be, just even if it's just for 2 minutes, to just let them come and let them go instead of reacting right away. Or the other piece of this is, instead of resisting them and pretending they're not there and busying yourself with them, those feelings are eventually going to catch up with you when you do stop and you do try to relax, and you're going to end up relaxing with food. So take the time to let those negative emotions come and then let them go. Hope that helps today, guys.